Welcome back to the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I'll give you 4 riders that I like for Budds Creek this weekend, 1 that I don't, tips for picking the FFL, a weather report, race day schedule, and of course, the early look at my team, all courtesy of Maxxis Tire. You know Maxxis Tire. You know their MXST tire designed by the king of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire on the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. Huge shakeups on the entry list this weekend. Unadilla crashes claim Shimoda, Cochran, and Cooper Webb, and they will all be out this weekend in Maryland. But we do see the season debut of Eli Tomac as he wants to race back into shape for the SMX finale, and the same for 2024 250 West champion RJ Hampshire. Brock Tickle will be racing for Factory Cowie, but Ken Roczen is not scheduled to race this weekend at Budds. Looking at picks for this weekend, All-Star is hard to look past Hayden Deegan. The 38 comes in with a 1, obviously needing second to max out, something he has done in 15 of 18 motos this season. Obviously, his priorities will be to wrap up this title, something he can easily do in the first moto, but if you think Danger Boy is going to mail it in this weekend, you do not know Deegs. And I expect him to go for race wins here, just like it's any other weekend. A 250 rider that I don't love this weekend is the returning RJ Hampshire. Taking a look at his 2023 stats, it feels like a no-brainer to take him as he was top 8 in all but 2 motos last year, but there is no upside to go with that high floor. Last year, RJ was top 5 in only 50% of motos, and with no title care to chase, it's pretty obvious RJ is just here to get gate drops ahead of SMX, and there is much better value elsewhere in the class. 450 side All-Star, I'm looking at Justin Cooper this weekend. He's been top 5 in 2/3 of motos, but more importantly, he is the only rider not named Chaser Hunter to finish top 10 in every single moto this season, and one better, Cooper's worst has been just 8th. Justin currently sits just 2 points out of 3rd in the championship behind Aaron Plessinger, so his motivation will be high at Budds. A 450 guy that is good for double points this weekend is Rock River Yamaha's Marshall Welton. The privateer hero comes in with a 6 handicap after finishing top 16 in 72% of motos this season. His average finish of 16.9 doesn't scream great value, but take out his 2 DNFs and he's left with a 14th place average finish and an expected result of 11 to 17. If he could match his season high of 9th, that's good for 80 late season points. Your high handicap hero of the week is the 35 of Talon Hawkins. The second-year rider for AEO KTM has an 11 handicap despite an average finish inside the top 20 and finishing there in 15 of 18 motos. In his last 10 motos, Talon has an average finish of 17.4 with just 1 finish outside of the top 20 and a best of 14th on the season, which would be worth another 80 points if he can duplicate that at Budds. Moving on to the FFLs, Kitchen grabs a pair, his first of the year, but the heavy money is still on the big 3. Another very short start, so this week is super luck dependent, but you gotta pick one if you need to make up points this late in the season. After nailing 5 of the first 10, Danger Boy has only 1 in the last 8 gate drops, so it may be worth swerving to Chance or Vial. 450 side is a deadlock, but Hunter has the best metrics and added another last weekend, so he again gets the nod this weekend. Gonna be a warm and humid one in Maryland this weekend with a high in the mid-80s, baked in with ample cloud cover. There is a small chance of rain heading into the weekend, but nothing that should upend the racing. Race Day Live kicks off at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific for an hour of qualifying coverage. You can expect to see the qualifying cheat sheets drop at noon Eastern on Twitter and Instagram, with the picks locking an hour later at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, with the gates dropping shortly after that. My Thursday team has Hayden Deegan as my All-Star, Daxton Bennick at an 8, Talon Hawkins with an 11, and Jorgen Talviku with a 16. 450 side, I like Justin Cooper at All-Star, Grant Harlan's 5, Marshall Welton at a 6, and Colin Park boasting a 12 handicap. Don't forget to follow PulpMX Fantasy and at RotoXMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info, and stats and banter throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks as always for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie. May your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great. And most importantly, have fun. Good luck, y'all.